Hello everyone, this is Michelle Sizemore, Independent Advisor at Creative Memories. My website address is michellesizemore.com. That's where you can find me. And today I'm going to show you how to make this page using our Tropic Time collection from Creative Memories and our Ancient Key Border Maker cartridge that goes with the Border Maker system. Let's set this aside and show you the papers and embellishments that I used. Again, these papers came from the Tropic Time collection. I love the subtle patterns on these, and this is a busy pattern, but I like it because it's still small. It's not like big and overwhelming, and I love how these look together. And then I also used these sticker letters that come with the collection, this photo mat that comes in the photo mat pack, and these embellishments from the embellishment pack. Okay, I'm going to set all this aside and show you first how I cut this border. I'm going to grab my gold paper from the collection and the Border Maker system. Open the tray from the bottom, flip it out until it pops in place. Open my magnetic arm, place my paper in here until it matches up with all the outside edges of the tray. Close the magnetic arm and flip the tray underneath and pop it into place. Okay, then this is how you take a cartridge out. You press this button and just push from underneath slightly and it falls out. And then this is how you put it in, just like this, with the metal pieces sticking out. And that's what the cartridge looks like. That's how it's going to cut. Okay, then you put your paper in here in the slit. It fits together underneath like this, and then your notches up here match up. And then I stand up and punch pretty firmly with the palm of my hand. It does help to stand up. It just helps you to put your weight on it. I mean, you don't have to punch it hard, but it does need to be firm, not a little light, tiny punch. So I'm going to throw these scraps away. Often I'll see if there's a use for my scraps, but I don't really see a use for those. So I'm going to throw those away. And then I'm going to set my Border Maker system aside, grab my trimmer. I have the straight blade in here. You can pop this up and pull the blades out and change them. You have different blades that are decorative that are underneath. I'm just using the straight one. Curvy side always goes down. Close it, okay? And then I'm going to open this arm in case I need it for measuring. And I took my ruler when I made the sample and looked, trying to find a pencil here. Well, it's here. Okay, there we go. I looked at this, sorry. I looked at this border, and what I need to do is cut as much here so that it matches up with this, okay? And I measured that on my ruler to be about 3/16 of an inch. So I just put a little pencil mark there to help me. I'm going to put my pencil mark on the edge right here of the pattern, the outside edge of where it last cut, and draw a little pencil mark. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. And that's just going to show me where to cut using my 12-inch trimmer. Okay, and I'm going to line it up. Now, when you use this 12-inch trimmer, this left-hand side dotted line on your mat is the one where your blade always comes down. So anytime you're trying to measure where you're going to cut, you want to look at this left-hand side dotted line. So I'm going to put my line here to measure up with that, and then make sure I did it down here as well. And then I also kind of spot check it just to see that about the same amount of this little gray strip shows through so that it looks lined up correctly and that it's lined up at the top. There's all kinds of ways you can look to make sure it's lined up well. And I am very happy with that. And I'm going to close this. And then even another way to see if it's lined up right is you can take there's a little clear thing that slides from the top and the bottom. Usually it just stays tucked up in here and I don't have to use it often, but when I'm cutting something that needs to be cut that close, and I have a pencil line there, I just eyeball it to make sure it looks like I'm going to cut about the same amount off. So then I'm just going to do a straight cut. And I'm good with that. I'm going to set this aside. Set this aside for the moment. And now I'm going to cut a piece of this green to almost an inch, but not quite. I've already measured it to see about 3/4 of an inch. Line it up at the top with the 3/4 inch mark. Make sure it's straight, looking all the way down, and it is according to that grid line, and cut. I'm not sure if I did that wide enough, so let me just look. So what I need to do is, yeah, I did. It's good. Yeah, that's very good. So I cut it 3/4 of an inch. Now what I'm going to do is on the back of my design cut, I'm going to put some repositionable tape runner, little dabs, because that is a very intricate cut. And if you press too hard, they're going to bend on you on this inside. So I'm just mostly getting my tape runner on the outside edges and then trying to put a little bit on these wider inside pieces because I don't want those little pieces to bend. All right, there I go. Now I'm going to mount that on top of this green. And I just want to make sure that green is what shows through all the cutout pieces, and it does. So I'm good with that. Erase your pencil marks, and there is the basic decorative piece of my border. Then all I do is take this 12 by 12 orange paper, and I'm going to cut it to about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut 2 strips. Or maybe, yeah, just a little bit less than 3/4 of an inch. It doesn't have to be perfect because half of it's going to be stuck down underneath. I'm just trying to get some skinny strips. You could measure this and do it exact so that you don't have to do 2 cuts, but to me it's easier just to do 2 cuts. So now I'm going to put some repositionable tape runner on the right side edge of the back of what I'd cut out, and then I'm going to mount that down so that just a little bit of the orange sticks out the side. Okay, and then I'm going to do it to this side as well. And I just put that repositionable tape runner on with dabs. It sounded like I went all the way down with it, but I didn't. I just went fast with it and did little dabs. Okay, and then press it and make it stick down. Be careful, these little intricate pieces in the middle can bend on you, so just be gentle with those. And then what I did is I took this paper and did the same thing I did with this orange. Cut about a little bit less than 3/4 of an inch, 2 strips. And then I would put my tape runner here and do it so that about that much shows out each side, and then do the other side, and then it would look like this. Okay, so that's how to get the basic border. And then all you do is mount the border onto your paper. Now I chose this paper. It's got a subtle little texture to it. It came from Tropic Time. It's got like little dots. I love paper like that. And I tend to like, there's no right or wrong way to do this, but I tend to like my papers to be not so busy for my background usually, so that it doesn't overpower my pictures. And I feel like this border's decorative enough to where I don't also need a busy background. So I chose that paper, and then I mounted my border down with my repositionable tape runner. And then I just cut 4x6 photos. These are just samples, you know, cardstock that would be where the photos would go. And then added my embellishments. And then wrote on here with a black pen and added a little embellishment and a little gemstone. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.